G, line them up.
And y'all, let's get this thing started.
Smoking on that gas pack.
Yo, what's going on, big fella? What's going on, fellas?
Bro? Hey, y'all
hear me?
Almost fell on camera. Like, what the hell, man?
Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me?
Yeah, man.
You can hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Yeah, I got some issues with my speaker on my phone, so I decided to throw on the AirPods and shit. So, I was having some issues with the mic, but seems like you guys can hear me.
It's all good.
Hey,
It's all
you
good,
can
bro.
hear us. We can hear you. So we good to go.
Facts. What's going on, fellas? Though.
What's going on with you, man?
Another day, man. Another day.
Get ready for next week.
Next week,
Yo,
man.
You already know, man. It started the season. Excited. We got a lot of big things going on. The addition to Stafford. Can our defense remain in the top 5? A lot of new coaches. A lot of things going on, man. A lot of moving parts. But obviously, we hope that the team plays well at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we accomplish our end goal, which is to win a fucking Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. That's the main
the
goal. That's the main goal.
Man, speaking of this Stafford shit, man, because I know you wanted to talk about this, man.
Yeah.
Like, how you really feeling, man? How you really talking about this?
Man,
Talk this shit.
Man, so, obviously, as you guys know, I haven't really been creating as much content as I used to. Obviously, I have a lot of things going on. But at the end of the day, it doesn't change the fact that I'm still tuning in daily to all of the news. And,
right.
When I saw that female say some disrespectful stuff on her platform yesterday, I could not believe what I was seeing. When she had the nerve to compare Matthew Stafford to Andy Dalton, I thought that was borderline asinine. You got to do better than that. You're getting paid big bucks to come up with way better takes than what that bullshit was. She came out here and said and tried to compare the stats. And it was the funniest thing when she showed the stats right next to each other. Stafford was the way better quarterback, and she tried to say that
They was the same guy.
They was the same guy. So,
Yeah.
Wait, hold up.
Yeah, it was weird watching it because I'm like, the guys played way longer than him.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the teams they played on. They ain't been the same teams. Like, and then then the first thing she want to say is QBR. Like, that is like, who cares about QBR?
Yeah,
like,
it's disrespectful too, because at the end of the day, the way I look at it is when you put Dalton and Stafford on the field together, it's not even close.
It's not even close.
Not even close.
Bro, you ask every GM in the league who they rather have, they're going to tell you all 32 teams, Stafford, and it's not even close. It was ridiculous yesterday when they said some of the things that they said, and not only did her stats not match, but at the end of the day, the way I look at it is if you did your homework, you're supposed to be a professional analysis. You're supposed to have a good tape, which means you're supposed to have your numbers and you're supposed to know the teams around them. People forget, who did Matthew Stafford come into the league with? He had nothing.
Nothing.
He had a shitty situation that he had to make work. Outside of Calvin Johnson and those few good years of Reggie Bush left in his prime, he had nobody to really throw the ball to outside of Calvin, and he had no one to run the ball, and he had no protection. People forget this. And when you look at somebody like Dalton, that man had Marvin Lewis, continuity at head coach, which he had for 7 years of his career.
Right.
He had AJ Green. He had a slew of weapons. He had a bunch of them at wide receiver, and he had decent tight ends. There was a reason why everybody used to use the Bengals in Madden for all those times, because they had a legit offense. They had a good squad. So when you come over here and you're like, bro, what are you talking about? If you put Matthew Stafford on those teams, Matthew Stafford is doing a lot better with continuity at head coach.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
So people just give Stafford a bad rep, but at the end of the day, the way this works is people that know football know Matthew Stafford's a problem.
Yeah.
People that want to be heavy critiquers of Matthew Stafford, they fail to realize what the situation was. And the situation was in Detroit, he didn't have a lot going on for him outside of Calvin Johnson. And everyone knows at that point, he was throwing the ball to Calvin 40, 50 yards down the field because Calvin was that good. It didn't matter if it was 2 defenders on him, 3 defenders. He was throwing the ball up to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just didn't matter at the end of the day because we like you said, people that watch football and watch the game know that Matthew Stafford hasn't had, and then it kills me when people the first thing they say is Megatron. Like this man doesn't play
But
defense.
Megatron
He
is one
doesn't
guy,
play
though.
defense.
Play defense. He doesn't play defense. And
Like, they
that
had some of the worst defenses of this decade. Like,
yo, facts. And I couldn't understand that because I was like, man, if you really know the situation, you would know that Detroit was never in a position to win. They had these at their highest peak, they had really good offenses with Stafford behind the realm. But that was an all passing attack. He didn't really have a great running game. And there's nothing you could do if you can't get stops on defense. What do you want your quarterback to do? All right, bro. We're going to be like the Rams and Chiefs on Monday Night Football. We're going to get a touchdown damn near every possession. That's not how football works.
It's not going to work.
That's not how football works. You have to get stops. So, and it seems like a lot of people coming at the Rams because of the Stafford move. And it's like,
I think it's most of the hate, though, because you know how they say during the offseason that a lot of teams was in the race for Stafford, like the 49ers, all those other teams. I feel like they really wanted to see him with Kyle Shanahan. They don't want to see him with McVay.
Absolutely. And you know what's the craziest part? I guarantee you that if the 49ers would have traded for Stafford, everyone would be saying that they're Super Bowl favorites.
Yeah, they'd be on their nuts.
Bro, everybody would say that.
I said that yesterday.
Just said that yesterday.
If Kyle Shanahan had Matthew Stafford, people would be on Kyle Shanahan nuts right now. Like, I'm talking about what he would do with this offense. He's never been in the West Coast offense. We run the same exact offense as these guys, if not probably a better. Like, if you ask me, like, with a better quarterback, like, we can get more out of it. Like,
absolutely, bro. I couldn't believe like some of the heat that they're saying because like Keyshawn was vibing with us last year. And he liked golf. And when he said what he said about Stafford, it's just like, bro, listen, we're gonna be 100% with everybody and everybody in the chat. When you look, if you're Snead and McVay, right, and at the end of the season they had to view their roster and they had to view everything, and they lost in the divisional round against Green Bay. What was the first thing you think they said? All right, maybe what are our faults and what held us back? Mm-hmm. Everyone knew that last year the Rams were losing because of golf. Right. It wasn't because of the defense. Wasn't because of the running game. It was because of golf and his mistakes. So you knew you had to upgrade the quarterback position. You upgrade the quarterback position. You bring in Matthew Stafford, who is way better than Jared Goff as a pocket passer. Now, the way you look at it, teams, the way they used to defend us to try and beat us, they used to say, you know what? We're going to stack the box. We're going to stop the run. We're going to force you guys to drop back and pass. And listen, golf, you're not going to make the reads properly, and we're going to force them into turnovers. You can't do that no more. Yeah, the Rams not only have a running game, their play action game is going to be nasty. And now, if you want to drop back and pass, Matthew Stafford's going to light you the fuck up because he's seen everything already.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the way I look at it is, you know that. And you know how teams was trying to beat the Rams for the last 2 years. What are you going to do? You're going to tell them drop back and pass, they could put up 50. You're going to tell them to run the ball, they can run the ball for 200 yards down your throat. You want to ask them to play a defensive game with the people they got on defense, they could do that too. So it's just, I didn't understand what their takes are. And I see the NFL Network all the time, and it's just like, yo, bro, why y'all hanging on the Rams so much? Yo, I've seen a report that the Rams are the third best team in the NFC West. I'm like, bro, how?
Man, they put us like third. I remember when Keyshawn told us who put us in third. I remember I seen something earlier saying we're going 10-7, second in the West. Then you got then they're saying about how they can have Seattle win the division as well. But didn't they watch the last game that they played last year? Who was the team that beat them?
We did. And we busted their ass too. If it wasn't for that blown coverage by DK Metcalf, our safety, when Metcalf got open in the back, they only would have put up 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly. If that.
And this is my thing when we're talking about the Seahawks and stuff. People got to understand this shit, right? When you look at the Seahawks, everyone wants to go, yo, they're so great. Bro, their team is Russell Wilson. Talk your shit, bro. They live and die by Russell Wilson. That's what the truth is. If Russell's not there, that team is literally probably like a 4-win squad. That's not to say DK Metcalf isn't a problem. That's not to say Tyler Lockett isn't a problem. And that's not to say that Chris Carson isn't good. They have good weapons for Wilson. But at the end of the day, they are not the difference makers. The difference makers are Russell Wilson. If Russell Wilson is not on that roster, let's put it this way. If Jared Goff was on that roster last year, how would the Seahawks have been? And if you put Russell Wilson on the Rams, where do you think the Rams would have been?
Super Bowl.
Wow.
Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
That's facts though.
Yeah,
that's facts though. Like, I mean, Seattle. I mean, you look at them, like, it's so much stock put into Seattle because of Russell. Like, you know, that it's like I ain't never seen it like this before. You look up and down their roster, it's pretty average. Like, outside the players that you stated, the BJ Metcalfs, the Tyler Lockett's, Bobby Wagner's that's still there. Like, I mean, other than that, like, I mean, I'm not scared of anybody on the Seahawks as far as, like, their best corner's gone. Like, I guess their best corner gone, Shaquille Griffin. He's gone. Like, I don't know who's going to be covering from them. Like, Trey Flowers is not it.
Joe, Trey Flowers is not it. And that's the biggest thing. They brought back Carlos Dunlap, who's a you know, he's a veteran pass rusher. Yeah. Still pretty good. But at the end of the day, listen, I've been firm with this. The top two teams in the West, Rams and 49ers. That's what it is. And we don't know what the 49ers are going to be because they're in a position where they have to really make decisions. They have to make rough decisions. Are they going to say, yo, our time is now, we can make a run now? Or do they just say, you know what, Garoppolo, we're going to trade you and we're going to start Lance. And we're just going to get Lance his work. Because the 49ers got a good enough roster to compete and at a high level with us this season. But the thing is, what are they going to do? So I understand what people are saying, but, bro, based on the rosters, Rams, to me, are up there with the 49ers. And then after that, it's the rest of the teams, Seahawks and Cardinals. The only reason why I can't take the Cardinals serious is because I don't trust the coach. Clisbury's not that good of a coach. You have an offensive coordinator as your head coach. So for me, I can't take them serious because of who their head coach is. Now, if the Cardinals had a great head coach, like if they had like a Sean Payton or like if Big Bay was on that squad, I'll go like this. Hey, yo, they're going to be a problem. You know what I mean? Because they got a good head coach. But with Clisbury, man, I'm just not high on Clisbury, bro. So that's why I think the Cardinals are another team that's probably like an 8-9, 9-8, maybe 7-10. Just because of their coach. I think once they get a good coach, that's when the division's going to get even more competitive because all four teams got extremely talented rosters.
I agree. I agree.